Investigations, we have found that President Biden did lie to the American people about his own knowledge of his family's foreign business dealings. Eyewitnesses have testified that the president joined on multiple phone calls and had multiple interactions. Dinners resulted in cars and millions of dollars into his son's and his son's business partners. We know that bank records show that nearly $20 million in payments were directed to the Biden family members and associates through various shell companies.
Well, to discuss this further, I'm joined now by Eland. He's a senior fellow and director of the Center on Peace and Liberty at the Independent Institute. Thanks very much for being with us. Now, the Republicans are saying that there are serious crimes here that need further investigation. We just heard there from Speaker McCarthy. The White House is calling it, quote, an evidence-free goose chase. What's your view?
Well, I think the Republicans are taking a very risky path here because in late 1990s, the Republicans under Newt Gingrich tried to and did impeach Bill Clinton. And they had some evidence that he had lied to a grand jury at the time, but it didn't work out for them very politically because the American people rejected this and they actually lost seats in Congress and the Speaker, Gingrich, was thrown out. So I think unless they come up with some hard evidence, which they don't have at the current time, I think in the long term, this is a risky venture for them.
Well, let's talk a bit more about the case itself then. What do we know about Hunter Biden's business and Joe Biden's connection to it at this point?
Well, Hunter Biden clearly was trying to trade off his father's office at the time, but some of this happened after Vice President Biden had gone out of office. But he was clearly trying to do that, and the question is whether it's illegal or not. And they have developed information that he didn't pay his taxes and that he was tried to lie on a handgun application and that sort of thing. And then he'll probably be indicted for those things. But the real question, of course, to impeach Joe Biden, who is a different person, his father, is that if they could find that Joe Biden was taking bribes from the companies that his son was dealing with. And so far, we haven't seen any evidence of that. In fact, Hunter Biden's business partner said that Joe Biden really didn't get involved in Hunter's business practices.
Well, you mentioned earlier that this is going to be politically risky for Republicans. So where do you see this ultimately going then?
Well, I think they're going to end up impeaching him because once you start an inquiry, you get a snowball effect that it turns into that. And I think the right wing of the Republican Party is driving this, but there's a lot of Republican moderates who are panicking because they're from swing districts. And the reason that the Republicans have their majority is because of swing districts went their way, at least a few of them, in the last election. And therefore, all these moderates are very scared that if they impeach Biden, that will drive more people to vote for the Democrats at the more local level in the Congress, and they'll be thrown out of office, and the Republicans might even lose their majority. But I don't think this is going to be good for the Republicans in the long term because there simply is not a lot of hard evidence. And if they find something, then I'll change my mind. But I don't think so far that they've managed to do that.
Good to talk to you, Eland. Appreciate your thoughts on this. Thank you.